Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chris Palme, host of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Welcome to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show on this Monday, March 24th, 2025, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac products as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210. Tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email the dealership at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969, and yours truly has been a customer of Barry Cullen Chevrolet for the last 25 years. I hope everyone's doing well on this Monday, March 2025, and I'm excited to have my guest on today. This is his fourth appearance in the last 4 years, and I know I'm at the ballpark in Buffalo quite often. He's a friend of me. He's a friend of mine in the show, and his name is Pat Malacaro. He's the play-by-play voice of the Buffalo Bisons on 1520 The Bet in Buffalo. I believe this is his 8th year, and he's also their manager of media communications for the Buffalo Bisons, and we're going to bring him on, and we're going to talk 2025 Buffalo Bisons and opening day this Friday coming up against the Rochester Red Wings at Salem Field. Good afternoon, Pat. How you doing?
Hey, Chris. Great to chat with you. I'm in the press box in the home radio booth getting set for Friday's game against the Red Wings. So should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to what'll be a fun season here in Buffalo. Is the late Jim Weber used to say, used to be a 5-month party in the old International League. Well, it's now a 6-month party that starts this Friday and will end hopefully for the Bisons in Vegas at the end of September.
Pat, I got to ask you this question. Social media yesterday, the Bisons on their Twitter page had a whole bunch of boxes of baseball. Do you know how many baseballs are actually in that box out of curiosity? I guessed over 2,000.
So there's 144 per box. I didn't see exactly how many boxes there are, but safe to say in an average AAA and Major League game, pretty much, you're talking 12 dozen baseballs, an entire case will get used. So pretty much that'll get us through the first couple of homestands, and that'll be just the first of many shipments of baseballs that come to the ballpark this year.
I saw your opening day is this Friday at 2:05 against the Rochester Red Wings. Who came up with the idea for the guaranteed weather promotion?
Yeah, that's one of those things that really in minor league baseball, when you start so early, there's just always that expectation it's going to be cold. And Brad Bisbing, our assistant general manager, Anthony Sprague, our general manager, always trying to come up with new ways to try and think warm thoughts at this time of year. So 50 degrees, I think, is a reasonable and reachable number here. I know it's in the upper 40s, low 40s here today. So hopefully by the time we get to Friday, I know the temperature, the forecast right now isn't showing that we'll get to 50. If we don't, that means fans can come to another game this season for free on us. So either way, fans are going to have a great time, whether it be because it's in the sunshine of 50 or 60 degrees, or because they're going to see the Bisons hopefully win and get a free ticket to another game too. So really, you almost can't go wrong with a weather guarantee.
Pat, you were down in Dunedin, Florida recently. What was that experience like in the facilities overall, and how did things look with the Blue Jays and the Bisons down there?
Yeah, things are going well. The team is breaking camp today, and a lot of the players, it was announced yesterday by John Schneider and members of the front office of who's going to make the Blue Jay roster, who is it, who's going to end up in Buffalo potentially. But I know when I was down there at the beginning of March, there was a lot of excitement for what this season could be for a lot of the players who had good big league experience last year. Addison Barger is going to start the year here in Buffalo, most likely, barring last-minute injury or setback for somebody. But for Barger, he got a lot of big league time last year. Leo Jimenez is probably going to be the opening day shortstop for the Bisons after being sent down to the team late last week as part of one of the final roster cuts. Alan Roden, such a great story. At the beginning of March, we didn't know if Alan Roden was going to be on the big league roster or not. Now we know 3 weeks later that, yes, he's going to make the opening day roster for the Blue Jays. So there's a lot of those stories and conversations of who might be in Toronto, who might be in Buffalo. And then familiar names and faces of guys who have played in Buffalo for a couple of years now that plan to be here this year. Every indication is they're going to be here, and they're excited for what the season will be. And if you've never been down to Dunedin before, it's a very unique experience in terms of TD Ballpark, because of the way that the ballpark and the plot of land is situated in the prior to 2021, I'd been down to spring training in 2019 and 2020, right before things shut down. And the Blue Jays would have all their players that are going to be in the big league game that day. They'd be over at TD Ballpark. And the actual player development complex is in a different location. It's about a 10-minute drive away, where most teams have everything all in one spot, where you've got the backfields, you've got the minor league complex and the facility for all your players right behind where your big league spring training facility is. The Blue Jays is different. Coming out of COVID, not because of that, but just the amount of resources the Blue Jays poured into the player development complex. Everybody starts their day over there now, and then the players that are in the big league game will go over on a bus to whether it's TD Ballpark or the road trip they're going to, that the road city they're going to, just commute back and forth. So the day start at the PDC in Dunedin, and I know a lot of our guys, even though if they weren't playing in big league games, they were playing in minor league games on the backfields in Dunedin. So a lot of exciting times are happening down in Florida. We're happening, and now we're just 4 days away from the real games flying.
And the Blue Jays had a really good spring training so far, and finger crossed. I have a feeling they're going to have a good year. And just tell my audience how important a AAA team is to the big leagues, because obviously you want to win down in Buffalo, but your job is to develop these guys and get them ready for the big leagues. And I think your organization has done a tremendous job the last couple of years, especially.
Yeah, and that's one thing when I talked about Leo Jimenez, Addison Barger, other players that went up to the big leagues last year, even some who's no longer in the organization like Spencer Horwitz. AAA is built to fill the needs of the big league team. So if there's an injury, if there's a trade, if there's something unforeseen, the player goes on paternity leave. Maybe somebody's wife is having a baby and they need the 3-day break. Well, the AAA team, that's their job, is to have Casey Candell and his coaching staff. They have to have the players on this roster ready so that when the Blue Jays have a need at the big league level, there's somebody ready to go. And I think that's what you saw last year. And that's one of the reasons why when you look back at the way that the first half and second half of last season went for Buffalo, the first half started out very strong. The second half, the team struggled. And for those folks that don't know, the AAA season and all the minor league seasons are split in half. In AAA, the first 75 games, you have somebody that wins the first half. They will play the winner of the second half in the best of 3 International League Championship Series. Well, in the first half of the year, in the first 75 games, the Bisons were in the lead at some points of the standings, right around the top, because of all that big veteran experience. Guy like Nathan Lucas, who's going to make the big league roster this year. He had been in Buffalo for parts of 3 seasons by this time last year, and he was ready to go to the big leagues if they needed. So the big league roster had some changes and fluctuation. The Bisons filled those holes for the Blue Jays. And in the second half of last year, those players that came up from AA, and Alan Roden, Josh Kasevich, Phil Clark are a couple of the position player names that came up from AA. Seattle Mako at some point this year, right now dealing with a little bit of an injury, but he made a AAA start at the end of last season. Those guys all got experience here at AAA last year, so that when you get to this season, some of those players, like the Leo Jimenez's of the Blue Jays roster, Stuart Baroa, another player who'll be an outfielder with Buffalo potentially. They have big league experience, but they'll be here in Buffalo. So when there's an injury, maybe a player struggles and can be sent to the minors, they can be those next call-ups, and we'll see if the Bisons are able to kind of sustain the early season success that we're hoping that the team will have.
Pat, you already answered one of the part of the questions already, but can you tell us about the opening day coming up this Friday against Rochester, how exciting it is and how much work it is, not just for the team, but for the groundskeepers and for everybody around the stadium getting it ready for Friday?
Yeah, we start planning opening day the following season by August or September of the previous year. We may know the schedule already, getting plans to announce it, and we are always actively trying to get as much excitement behind opening day as possible. With the way that the minor league season, especially AAA, starts, we start basically at the same time as the big league schedule starts. So the major league side starts Thursday, AAA starts on Friday. We know it's going to be, potentially in March in Buffalo is not going to be the greatest weather, but you have to be ready for it. And Jeff Smolka, who's our head groundskeeper, he's from Buffalo, worked for the Blue Jays when they were here during COVID, actually spent a couple of seasons down at the player development complex working for Toronto and manicuring the field specifically down there, and then returned to Buffalo about a year and a half ago. He knows what to expect. He worked under previous groundskeepers here. The field is tarped right now because there was a little bit of snow and rain and kind of sleet yesterday. The field has been, the grass has been cut. All the chemicals that need to help not winterize, but help get the grass ready to grow when it really gets nice out. All that stuff has been done. So Jeff and his crew will be able to pull the tarp off the field in the next day or two. And the Bisons have their first workout on Wednesday. So the team will take the field for better or worse here in Buffalo. Whatever the weather is that day, it's probably going to be like that on Thursday and Friday. So Casey Candell is going to get the team on the field for a couple of hours Wednesday afternoon, maybe again on Thursday. And then it's go time on Friday. Gates open at 1:05. First couple of thousand fans to the gates get a free magnet schedule, courtesy of our friends here at Salins. So you can get your magnet schedule, has a QR code right on it. So maybe you come out to the game that day and you don't realize that we have Harry Potter night coming up in August. We just scan the QR code and it'll take you right to our promotions. I know for our friends up on your side of the border, Chris, I know a big thing is the currency exchange. And it is about as lopsided and unfortunately on the side of the American dollar as it's really been in the last, 20-ish years. I mean, I can remember the mid-90s might be the most, the best comparable situation to now. But understanding that, we do have a promotion going now through May. You can buy single game tickets for any game throughout the season. So using Harry Potter night as an example, you want to bring your family to the game in August for Harry Potter night, but you don't know that with the currency exchange that you can afford it. Well, we're giving a 30% discount, 30% discount if you go to bisons.com/Canada and you check out, use your Canadian address. You will get with the promo code BISONS2025, BISONS2025, that Canadian address combined with the promo code, you will get 30% off game tickets for that game. So that promotion runs now. We've been running for a couple of weeks. It goes all the way through May. You can buy tickets for any game this season, any single game ticket for any game this season. So we know that our friends just a stone's throw away. It might be difficult to stretch your dollar that much farther. We want to make it as easy and as affordable as possible, and that's just one of those ways we do it.
Hey, Pat, I know a lot of sporting events here now are all cashless, and I believe the ballpark in Buffalo is cashless too. But do you guys still have the paper tickets? Because I know a lot of sporting events nowadays, everything's all on your phone.
Yeah, if you purchase the tickets online, we do prefer that you either print them at home or just add them to your phone, and you can add them to the Apple Wallet and all that. But if you do come to the ballpark, maybe you purchase your tickets and you want to just have them at will call so that when you roll up to the ballpark, even though it might take you an extra couple of minutes, that they're there and you could just go from the ticket office to the ticket turnstile. We do have paper tickets still, but you're right. And cashless is something that this will be the second year that the ballpark has gone cashless. But we do listen to fans all the time. I think that's one important thing to kind of point out and remember is as we talk about, I know you want to chat about the sound system, and we can talk about that, whether it's cashless. We work with fans and try and find ways to make this as easy and as seamless as possible. So maybe you only bring cash to the game that day and you forget your credit card, or you just don't want to use your credit card. Well, we have a gift card station set up. So yes, you cannot use cash. That is something that you cannot do, but you can just trade in your cash for a gift card and use that gift card at the concession stands, at the gift shop, at the ticket office. Just basically use it anywhere in the ballpark that is cashless. And you can still have a great day here at the ballpark. So it's not as if we don't try and find ways. We understand that everybody's situation is a little bit different, and maybe your needs are a little bit different. So how do we make it as easy and as fan-friendly as possible? And I think that's just another example of, a lot of stadiums have gone cashless, but it's not as if we don't have ways for you to work with you if that's something that you're just not able to do.
I have a viewer on. He wanted me to say hi to you. He has his own podcast, Sean. He was on my on his show last name. His name is Robbie Schneider, and he just wanted to say, "Go Bandits, go Bisons!" And he loves the Bisons, and he's a big Buffalo sports fan. So I wanted to say hi to you from Robbie, who's watching right now.
I hope Robbie comes out to the ballpark this year. We're happy to have him as a fan of the team. And I mean, what a great story the Bandits are. I know you've been down to cover many of their games over the past several seasons. They're great friends and partners of ours. And I hope that when we have lacrosse night at the ballpark again this summer, we'll be talking about the 3-time defending NLL Cup champions, and they'll bring the cup back with them this year. And it's been such a great partnership. Lacrosse night, hockey night with our friends at Pagula Sports and Entertainment to bring some of those events here just down the street from the arena here to the ballpark.
I'm hoping next season the Bandits will have a Bisons night at the KeyBank Center as well.
Yeah, they're actually the Sabres are having, if they haven't had already, my schedule is just, it's all baseball all the time. But I know the Sabres were having a baseball themed night for some of their fans. So that would be pretty cool to have a Bisons night at a Bandits game. And I mean, they pack 17,000 people in there consistently. So we know it's a passionate fan base, just like our Bison fans and just like every other Buffalo sports fan base. So yeah, that would be neat to see.
Hey, Pat, can you tell us about some of the off-season changes to Sahlen Field, which opened up, I guess, in April 1988? I feel old here.
Yeah, I was 4 years old at the time, so I'm with you. This year, really, fans are going to notice the sound project that we've been working on with another local company called Capstream Technologies. They've been in here all off-season. They're in here today working on the final touches and making sure all the different levels and different intricacies of the sound system are working. But that's one thing about our ballpark. It did open in 1988, and it took 2 years to build that ballpark. So we're talking about a lot of infrastructure, a lot of wires that have been around for over 40 years now, about 40 years now, and they break. Things break. Things need to change, and the sound system here, quite honestly, had not been up to the standards that we set out for ourselves these last couple of years. Our general manager, Anthony Sprague, mentioned it during our What's New event at the ballpark about 2 weeks ago. We could not hear the game broadcast. If you were a fan coming through the concourse, you couldn't hear the game broadcast consistently. And that's just something that when you're at a ballpark and you're at a sporting event, you hear the sounds of the game you're at. If you're getting a hot dog or getting a drink or going to the bathroom and just moving around the ballpark, maybe your kids are getting their face painted and you're waiting in line for that and you want to know what's going on in the game. Well, those are things that we needed to fix here at the ballpark. And again, talking about listening to our fans and what they expect. They expected a better sound system. They expected better quality in the sound product here at the ballpark. So it's one of those things that we invested a significant. The Rich family, Bob and Mindy Rich, decided this offseason, along with our front office, that this is the plan we're going to move forward with. And Capstream is doing a great job of making sure that audio system is top of the line. And I can just say, quite honestly, back in 1986, 1988, you needed more equipment to power a ballpark. Now it's amazing. There used to be, when one of the rooms up here in the press box, there used to be 8 standing rack units. They housed different amplifiers and different equipment that was needed to help put out the sound throughout the ballpark and the concourse speakers here in the press box. It's all condensed down to one. Think about that, like 8 different standing units that are all filled from top to bottom with electronic equipment. Now it's condensed down to one single unit because so much of it is digital and web-based, and you can just plug it right into that system from that. So it's impressive, and it's really something we're taking a lot of pride in. And if it's not right on opening day, we expect it to be. But if there are things that maybe we didn't expect going into the season, well, we're going to make sure that they are right by day 2. So we'll be constantly checking and kind of tweaking things as the season goes along to make sure we have that right mix of sound in the ballpark, sound in the concourse, and you can really feel like you're in a great experience here at Salem Field.
And last year, Pat, I believe you guys upgraded your Wi-Fi too for the fans as well.
Yeah, that's something that constantly changes where, the needs of fans is different every year. So how are we trying to find ways to continue to provide a great experience for the fans here at Salem Field?
Pat, what kind of promotions and events can Bisons fans expect in 2025? And are there any new food items this upcoming season at the ballpark?
Yeah, we can start right with the food. Our friends at Salem's have some great new options here at the ballpark this year with like a Carolina barbecue type hot dog with this pickle slaw that's really good. We had it at the What's New presentation. There's just so many really fun food options this year. A buffalo wing dip. Our friends at Salem's, look, we love their hot dogs. They're something that if you're from Western New York, you always have a Salem's hot dog on the grill in the summer. But there's so much more than hot dogs. Whether it be, I've been a big fan of the buffalo chicken lunch meat that they've had for several years. So whether it's deli meats or buffalo wing dip, now that they're producing, it's really good, and we're going to have that here at the ballpark this year. Our friends, the original pizza log. That's another Western New York food tradition that maybe not every area has, but they've got a couple of new options that we'll be having here at the ballpark and trying out this year. So yeah, whether it's the pierogies that are here that our friends are putting out constantly, and our friends in the concessions and food and beverage area. Maybe you're a fan of a mixed drink and you don't want to go up to the Consumers Pub of the Park restaurant and take an inning or two to go get a mixed drink. Well, we've got ready to drink mixed drinks this year. The whether it be like a seltzer type drink or a liquor mixed with another beverage. All that stuff will be here this year, neutral, cut water, and things like that. So there's a lot of good food and beverage options. And then you go to the promotional side of things. I know the background logo we're using for today, Reverse Retro, is something I myself have had a big hand in kind of bringing to life here at the ballpark. And to kind of give you an idea, the approval process takes years in minor league baseball, minor league sports now, because it's not as simple as put a logo together and the jerseys and the caps will follow suit. The caps have to be produced. There have to be you make sure that the colors match, that the logo on the cap looks good, and the same thing with the jersey. So this is something I was excited about when the idea came up, when I proposed the idea almost 2 years ago now, back in 2023. And I think it's one of those things, if you're not familiar with it, from 1998 through 2008, the Bisons had what's called the Sliding Buster logo. And that was a new era of Bisons baseball. The team had won the final American Association Championship in 1997, but the Bisons, that league was dissolving into just 2 leagues in AAA, the International League and Pacific Coast League. Well, the Bisons, moving to a new league, kind of moving towards the new millennium, decided it was time for a rebrand and a refresh of the uniform and logo. And this Sliding Buster became the look for 20 years here at Salem Field. And I myself, I like the logo, but I don't think many people know that the original uniform combination from that 1998 season only lasted 1 year. And these reverse retro uniforms that we're going to wear for the first time on field on April the 10th as part of our Throwback Thursdays presented by our friends at the AAA of Western and Central New York, they are true to 1998, but with the updated color scheme. So the green, the black, the gold has been replaced by red, white, and blue. And it's the sliding buster. It's a sleeveless jersey. The retail ones do have the sleeves on them, and that's what we sold at the gift shop back in 1998 with the green sleeve sewn onto it. But they'll be sleeveless. The players will wear blue T-shirts underneath. And the sliding buster cap was only worn for 1 year. Buster slid across the front, and what's called the soaring B. That was the logo that replaced sliding buster in 1999 on the caps. That soaring B is right with that buster logo. So it's something that I know when I was kind of pitching the idea and how we were going to develop it, it's something I wanted to make it a tribute to that 1998 season, a season the Bisons won the International League Championship, by the way, the first year back in the league. So hopefully those jerseys can bring us some good luck here in 2025.
What's the overall response been like from the Buffalo media and the fan base to these hats and jerseys?
It's been overwhelmingly receptive, and fans, that's one of those logos, just like the goat head for the Sabres. It's one of those logos that at the time you might not have been a fan of as a kid. I know, myself, I was a traditionalist. I loved the red, white, and blue cursive B on the caps with the swinging buster and the logo. And the sliding buster took some getting used to, just like the goat head for the Sabres. But now when you look back on it, there were such great moments in Bison's history, and some of the players that came through are Hall of Famers. CC Sabathia is going into the National Baseball Hall of Fame this year. He wore that sliding buster jersey. It was only one game in a rehab start, but he did. Jim Thome wore it. Manny Ramirez. You want to name Grady Sizemore, Brandon Phillips, Cliff Lee. The list goes on and on. Some great players that won championships here in Buffalo, and that's part of the nostalgia as well. You go see our friends at New Era on Delaware Avenue, where they have their flagship store. They've got almost any color combination of that sliding buster that you can imagine. So it's a logo that has aged better than it was received back then. It ages really well now, and I think it's one of those logos that when fans see it, they remember the good times that were had here at the ballpark, and I think that's such a big part of it.
Hey, Pat, before we wrap this up, thoughts on manager Casey Candaele returning for his 5th season, which is a modern era record, I believe, for the Bisons, and just thoughts on some of the changes on the 2025 Bisons coaching staff going into this season.
Yeah, it's a very similar coaching staff to last year. And look, I would love to see Casey Candaele, whether it be a bench coach, manager, base coach in the big leagues. There'd be, just like the players, there's nothing you want to see more than your coaches go up to the big league level, just like Casey did on an interim basis in the 2022 season. But we're very lucky to have Casey back. He's the only person in the Bison's modern era from 1985 until now that played here as a player, won a division championship, and then came back to manage the team and won a division championship. So he's already set himself apart from everybody else with that 2021 AAA East Northeast Division Championship. But then you look at 266 wins as a Bison's manager. That's the second most of anybody in the modern era. Second to Marty Brown, who's in the Buffalo Baseball Hall of Fame that we have here at the ballpark. So Casey is closing in on 300 wins as a Bison's manager, and hopefully with a very successful first half of the year, Casey will be tracking down Marty Brown for that modern era managerial wins record as well, right around July or so, and we'll have some great times to celebrate. So I'm excited to work with Casey again, even though that means he's not in the big leagues. Ryan Long, our hitting coach, he was such a great person to work with last year, who was in Korea for a handful of about 5 years prior to joining the Blue Jays organization. The list goes on and on of the people that have been so good to work with here. So, I'm happy to see them again this year, and happy to work with them. And, whether it's the pitching side of things, the hitters, we have a great coaching staff assembled again.
I want to give a shout out to the athletic trainers and strengths and conditioning coaches, because they are the behind the scene people, and how important their jobs are keeping these guys healthy physically on the field for a 150 game schedule.
Yeah, Caleb Daniels back for his 5th season as the head athletic trainer for the Bisons, and yeah, he's had several different assistant trainers over these last couple of years that have helped him out greatly. Our strength and conditioning staff, Taylor Whitley, who served as the assistant for the last couple of years, now moves to the head strength and conditioner role for the Bisons. So they do a great job of getting the players ready for a game, and even the dietitian staff. Yuka Sanui, who was here last year. Before that, Kara Terry for a couple of seasons. There's a lot that goes into getting ready for a game these days. It's not, the reason why there's batting practice and there's morning skates is because maybe you went out a little too late the night before and needed a little extra time to get ready. Well, these days, these players are ready to go the second they get to the ballpark. So, and that doesn't start when they get there. That starts before they get to the ballpark. That includes when they're getting ready in the clubhouse, and all the support staff and the high performance staff from the Toronto Blue Jays that are here in Buffalo do a great job year in and year out.
Hey, Pat, my friend Robbie has one quick question for you. He just wants to know, what's the best part of being with Duke McGuire as play-by-play guy?
I mean, Duke is just an institution here at the ballpark, somebody I've known since I started working for the team in 1999 and interned with him and Jim Rosenhaus in 2004 and 5. I mean, Duke is just when some people ask us all the time, what's your favorite part about working in sports? It's the people that are up here, whether it be Duke McGuire, Kevin Lester, who's our official scorer. They make the experience here at the ballpark so much fun. They make it coming to games and working game 125 out of 150 so much fun. I don't know what Duke's going to say on a night-by-night basis. He doesn't know what I'm going to say on a night-by-night basis, but it works. We have such a good fun banter back and forth and a good rhythm working together. And I genuinely just like coming to the ballpark knowing that Duke McGuire, who's been working for the team for nearly 50 years, is a part of our broadcast. And as somebody, if you're a Bison fan, you know who he is, because whether it's a broadcaster now, public address announcer when this ballpark opened in 1988, or maybe you sold your tickets in the early years of the modern era, Duke's been around here forever, and I wouldn't change that for anything.
And you guys have been really great with me as well. My 4th year covering it, and you guys make me feel like a part of the team, and I really appreciate that, Pat, as well. It's a family environment,
and that's what we strive
for
here in
Pat,
Buffalo. Yep.
Go ahead.
No, that's exact. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, no, and that's why I like the Bandits and the Argonauts. They make you feel part of the organization, and as much as we all love sports, it's the people that you're around with, and everybody that down there, it feels like I've known for years, and I really enjoy it, and it's great baseball. And finally, Pat, where can my audience follow you on social media?
Sure,
you can follow the Buffalo Bisons and tickets, which I did put down on that little ticker.
Yeah, you can follow me at PatWGR. I'm on social media in terms of Twitter, X, all the time. At Buffalo Bisons on Twitter, Facebook.com/Buffalo Bisons, Instagram at Buffalo Bisons as well. I mean, we'll put out a lot of great information. If you're concerned about the forecast for that day, check our social media platforms. We're constantly updating those. And head to Bisons.com. Like I mentioned, if you're one of our friends from Canada, go Bisons.com/Canada to see all the promotions that we're running for you right now. And then just Bisons.com. We've got drop-down tabs for tickets, promotions. If you want to maybe see, hey, I want to come down every Thursday, we've got flex packs. We've got different promotions going on where you can get a discount off tickets. So head to the website first before you buy your tickets, because if you want to come to a game, chances are we've got a promotion running for that day, and you don't have to pay full price for a ticket. So definitely head over to Bisons.com and check all that out.
And Pat, I want to say thank you so much for giving us 30 minutes of your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you and everybody this summer at the ballpark, and I'm exciting for opening day. Again, Friday at 2:05, first pitch against the Rochester Red Wings with Duke McGuire. Your games will be on the CW23 network again this year too.
Yep, we're on the Bet 1520 here on the terrestrial radio. If you're one of our friends over in Canada, head to Bisons.com. You'll be able to get a stream of our games. If you can't listen over the radio, Bisons.com will have a stream that will be available for Canadian fans. And then pretty much every Saturday, our games will be on on My TV Buffalo here in Buffalo this year, and our friends at Sinclair Broadcasting. So Fox 29 affiliate, My TV Buffalo, starting on Saturday for the 105 first pitch against Rochester, and every home Saturday outside of the last week of the year thereafter.
All right. Well, Pat, thank you so much for coming on here today, and look forward to the season opener on Friday, and continue so much, Pat.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Well, that was Pat Malacaro, the voice of the Buffalo Bisons in his 8th season on 1520 The Bet in Buffalo. And the Bisons open their home opener this Friday, March 29th at 2:05 against the Rochester Red Wings. You can get tickets at bisons.com. And if you've never been to Salem Field, I would highly recommend it. And the Bisons do a really great job with a good credit and game presentations, and they are the top farm team of the Toronto Blue Jays as well. Before we wrap up this show, guys, I'm going to play a little clip from the Buffalo Bisons YouTube channel, and it's one of their latest promotions for their retro jerseys, and this is courtesy of the Buffalo Bisons YouTube channel, the reverse retro commercial ad they just did recently.
Hear that bison thunder. Feel that bison beat. Buffalo baseball bison stampede, stampede, stampede.
That clip was courtesy of the Buffalo Bisons YouTube channel. And I have to make a correction. The Buffalo Bisons home opener is Friday, March 28th. I said March 29th, but Friday, March 28th at 2:05 first pitch at Salem in downtown Buffalo. You can get tickets at bisons.com. So Rochester and Buffalo opens up in Buffalo on Friday, and it's a great ballpark as well. And before we wrap up the show, we got some more comments. Go Bisons, and yeah, March 28th, Robbie, correct. I made a mistake. The best of us can make mistakes as well. So Bisons, and all the information for tickets are on my ticker here as well. info@bisons.com, or you can call them at 716-846-2000. And their box hour offices are Tuesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And bisons.com. And they're looking for a great season here, and they are the top farm team of so if you're for the you can see some of their future stars down in Buffalo at Salem Field, which is right off the 190 downtown Buffalo, exit 6, and there's a lot of parking around the stadium there as well. Before we wrap up this show, guys, the next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, sponsored by BarryCullen.com, is going to be on Wednesday, March 26th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with Allie Brady. She is the in-game arena host for the National Lacrosse League champion Buffalo Bandits, and she's a comedian and also a co-host of the Alex Are For Nerds podcast. So Allie Brady will join me on Wednesday night. We're going to talk a little bit about her co-hosting podcast show and a little bit about her role with the Buffalo Bandits and her being a stand-up comedian in the city of Buffalo as well. So Allie Brady joins us this Wednesday at 7:30. This will be Allie's second time on her show, first time in 3 years, but she does a great job as the in-game arena host for the National Lacrosse League's Buffalo Bandits. And speaking of Buffalo Bandits, they are back in action on Saturday, March 29th at 7:30 at the KeyBank Center when they take on the Vancouver Warriors. The Bandits are coming off 11-10 loss to Albany and dropped to 11-3. So that's a big game this week. Bandits Vancouver at the KeyBank Center Saturday night at 7:30, and then you got the Bisons back. So if you're a sports fan in the city of Buffalo, you got the Bisons back this weekend against Rochester, and you got the Bandits back at home against Vancouver on Saturday night. As we wrap up this show, guys, if you'd like a personalized video from yours truly, check me out on cameo.com and type in Chris Palme and make sure you book your cameo today. I am also on another social media site, by the way. I am now joined Blue Sky at Live with CDP 19 on Blue Sky Social. Check me out there as well. All right, guys, as we wrap this show up, if you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. All the animals that are up for adoption there, profiles are on the website. If you're looking to volunteer like I am this afternoon at 2 o'clock, you can fill out a volunteer application form through cambridgehumanesociety.org. They do really great work down there. And also they're looking for some dog treats down. If you have any dog treats, they could always use dog treats and cat litter. They are in need of cat litter and dog treats. And if you have any old towels and blankets, please consider bringing them down to the Cambridge District Humane Society as well. And they do have an emergency pet fund. They do every Wednesday for people that are having financial issues. So if you have any cat food, dog food you'd like to donate to their pet emergency pet food fund, please donate it down to the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show again is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And make sure you hit follow. You can also check out my website, beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. As we wrap up this show, guys, Truck Month at Barry Cullen Chevrolet, a 2020 Custom Boss. Finance for now at 0% for up to 72 months. Conditions apply. View offer details at barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet is a sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. They're located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles, as well as Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call them at 519-824-0210. Tom Chris Palme sent you, and you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. And as we wrap up this show, guys, again, we're going to wrap this show up in a minute. I am now back on TikTok. You can follow this content creator on TikTok, Chris Palme, my new page. Let's try to get myself back to 1,000 followers. Fortunately, I lost all my content and all my followers from my other page. Long story. So please look for me on TikTok at Chris Palme and hit that follow notification. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or podcasting, check out StreamYard.com. Finally, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, the audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. And please remember to subscribe as well. And I do have listeners in 43 countries around the world. And I'm up to over 387,000 views on my YouTube channel. So that's another thing too, guys. Check out my YouTube channel, Chris Palme, Live with CDP Talk Show, and hit that subscribe and like notification. Finally, you guys can email Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedbacks would be really appreciated there. And if you'd like to tip my show or my media work, I'm on PayPal at cpalme19@gmail.com. And again, I'm on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Blue Sky. Just follow me there as well. And I really appreciate that. And I want to say special thanks to my guest today, Pat Malacaro, the voice of the Buffalo Bisons and their manager of media communications for the Buffalo Bisons. And they are opening up an opener again Friday, 28th at 2:05 first pitch at Salem Field against the Rochester Red Wings. You can get tickets at bisons.com, and I guarantee if you go to a game, you'll really enjoy it. And it's a great facility there at Salem Field in downtown Buffalo, right off the 190 exit 6 if you're coming from Canada. And last comment, Robbie, have a great day. So that's about it. I want to say thank you again to Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership for sponsoring the show, and to everyone watching this live stream and on my audio platforms, and to Pat Malacaro from the Buffalo Bisons. Have a great day, great afternoon, and can check me out on Wednesday night, March 26th, 7:30 with Ali Brady from the Buffalo Bandits to come on. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you Wednesday night at 7:30 live with CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show, again brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph.